friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Saturday, November 7th, 2020. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here. What a week it's been. It's election week here in the States. As I understand it, a lot of people around the world are watching. So I hope you're getting some sleep. I hope you're finding peace in whatever the results are. And yeah, we'll just keep moving on. I have you set up. This is the desk where I work at, and there's so many trees outside my window, and they're all starting to change. It's gorgeous. It's just these bright reds and oranges, and there's this house, and right behind the house, I'm looking at it right now, I can see just over the top of a house is just stark yellow leaves. So it's so pretty. So that's what I'm looking at out there. And then I have a tree in my parking strip right outside, and the leaves are pretty much all gone. We've had some wind here, and they must have knocked all the leaves off the trees. But I'm so happy it's fall. If you've been following me for a while, you know fall and winter are my favorite time of year, So I'm very excited. So let's jump into it. One, I'm super behind on comments again this week. I've been watching all election coverage. I haven't been doing much else except work, of course. So I'm behind on comments, but I do hope to get caught up this weekend. So if you left me a comment and I haven't replied, it's coming. October. I wanted to do a little October recap. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I'm not very consistent with it. But I wanted to do it this time because October was my most productive month. I had 5 finishes in October, which felt good. And of course, the biggest one was Harbor Haven, and then some other small ones. So that felt really great. I did a total, over the month, I did a total of 99 hours and 15 minutes of stitching, which is the most in a month I've done stitching. So I started tracking my time this year. So anything prior, I don't have any data for. But my next closest month was in May, where I had 97 hours and 97 and a half hours, essentially. So this month I had 99 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, if I had known that that's how close I was to 100 hours, oh, so close. And I probably would have caught it because I think there was caught 100 hours because there was a couple days when I didn't stitch last month. So that's an interesting goal to consider. The one thing that I didn't follow up with at my last week's video is the magazine monthly challenge that I run with my good friend Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches. I had kind of talked about this, but we run a magazine monthly challenge where we have a theme for each month, and then we have an acrostic for each month. And last month's acrostic was Ghost. And my T in Ghost, the acrostic was going to be this piece. This is called Peekaboo. It's by Tempting Tangles, which is hence the T. And it's out of this 2011 Just Cross Stitch magazine. It's the September-October issue. And I was going to start it and do 3 hours on it, but my fabric still hasn't arrived yet. I think I have it's a black linen. It's just taking forever to come in, but I'm not that worried about it because I have plenty of other things to work on. So I just wanted to finish up October by telling you I didn't get this acrostic done because the fabric never came in, but that's fine. I think it's a super cute piece, and I'll look forward to stitching it once it does come in. You guys are so smart. Let me tell you, I have the smartest viewers ever. So last week I had asked you, so this is a piece I'm going to be starting this month for this month's magazine monthly challenge, and it's in the Stony Creek Cross Stitch magazine. This is the summer 2020 issue. It's called Winter Friends Welcome. And I wanted to take the words out, except sometimes when I look at it, I really like the words, and then sometimes I don't. And I was like, well, I really like these trees, but what would I fill in here? And maybe I'll just have to take the trees out and move this whole border up. And then so many of you said, just put more trees in there. Of course, you're a genius. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do like a little forest of trees down there. So thank you. all geniuses. I appreciate that, that feedback. Now, speaking of the Magazine Monthly Challenge, you can follow us. We have a Facebook group, which we would love to have you join us. We're over 400 strong now, which is really fun and exciting. And so we always tell you what the acrostic, well, you already know what the theme is. We have a list of the whole year for those who wanted it up front for the whole year, but we only really reveal the acrostic a month before. So we're going to do December today. So I wanted to let you know that the theme for December, and some of you aren't on Facebook either, and so I always like to announce it here for you, but the theme for December is Winter Wonderland. Okay, so Winter Wonderland. And our acrostic for December, we went a little easy on you this time, is snow. S-N-O-W, snow. So let me show you what I plan to do for mine. If you are having trouble thinking of anything, I think this is a little bit easier one. I did have trouble with November's, which was thankful thank you cards. But this is a really special, it probably has no meaning to anyone else but me. This is going to be my piece for all of it. So I'm going to do, I think I said 8 hours, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours. 10 hours total in the month of December. This piece is called Christmas Dinner. I'm looking for who it's by. It's quite old. Good, please. Comments in Disguise. Stardust. So it's called Christmas Dinner. It's by, oh, don't want to show you that. It's by Stardust Designs. This is a painting that they turned into a cross stitch. I have had this. It's from a magazine that's no longer in production called Stitch World. I don't know. I either got this in the early 90s or the early 2000s. I'm not sure. But I love it, and I have carried it around with me because thinking that one day I'll stitch it, one day I'll stitch it. Well, it's a perfect time to start it. So I'm going to do 2 hours for the main theme, which is Christmas Dinner. And then for the S in snow for the acrostic is Santa, because obviously there's a Santa right there. I'm going to, for the N, I'm going to do nature, because we have all our nature friends here, and then the trees back there and the mountains. For the O is going to be for, this is my oldest chart I have, so O for oldest. And then W for woodland creatures. So I'm going to do 10 hours, or maybe more, who knows, of stitching on this, and I'm so excited to finally start it. I think this is probably from the early 2000s. Yeah, because they have this whole article about this piece, but there's no date on it or anything, and it talks about the designers, but they say in the summer of 99, and then they're talking about it. So I think, yeah, I think it's probably from the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, something like that. So I'm super excited to start it. It's a big piece, obviously. It's 325 wide by 121 high. I have my working copy. I still need a few. I need 1 DMC, 1 Karen water lilies, and Krynic. And yes, it calls for like 7 different Karen water lilies, and I bought them. At first I wasn't going to, but then I decided to because I've waited 20 years to start this piece, and why not spring for the fancy stuff? I'm going to be stitching it on a 32 count white Belfast linen. That's what it calls for. So I am very excited about that. I'll probably show you this again at the end of the month, but I just wanted you to know that that's what, so if you are planning or you're not on Facebook and you want to follow along with the Magazine Monthly Challenge, pick any magazine that's been sitting on your shelf and try to fit the acrostic. Again, the theme is Winter Wonderland, and the acrostic is snow. Okay. Now, I want to do the giveaways now. I've been doing this lately, haven't I? They're just on top here. So I'll announce who won the giveaways from last week, and then I'll show you what the giveaways are later in the video. If you've won a giveaway from me past 2 weeks, you haven't gotten it yet because they are sitting here. I'm behind, as I do. Okay, so I was giving away this, ooh, can you see it? This purse needle minder, and this is from Stitchingly Along. She's on Etsy. She also sells through like the Stash Unload pages. And the winner of this is Alan Gator Stitcher. So Debbie, I do have your address, and I will get that sent out to you. So a lot of you wanted that one too. So congratulations to Debbie. And then this chart was a freebie that was sent to me, and the winner of this is Connie K. So Connie, I do need your address. It's Blackbird Parade by Heart and Hand. So Connie, congratulations. Please email me at czookstitch@gmail.com, and I can get your address and put it in the mail eventually. This lavender lace piece called Bride. The Bride. The winner of this is Tracy Wright. And Tracy, I do need your address. Tracy said this would be not only her first lavender and lace design, but her daughter is getting married next year. So isn't this perfect? So congratulations to you, Tracy. Please, please, please do email me. I usually have to keep things moving along a bit. So if I don't hear from you within a week, I'll announce it again, and then after the second week, I'll give it away to somebody else, which I have to do this week, just to keep things kind of moving along. Speaking of, Jan R., you won this last week. I haven't heard from you yet, and I do need your address. So Jan R., if you can please email me so I can get this sent out to you. This is a whole kit. You have everything in here that you need. So I'd like to get that to you. And then the last thing I gave away 3 sets of these. These are project tracker cards. I have a 2020/2021 and a 2021 to 2023. Oh, I didn't realize. No, scratch all of that, okay? Scratch all of that. Okay, let's start that piece again. I have a 2020 through 2022. So many twos in there. So it's a 3-year tracker and a 2021 through 2023 3-year tracker. I made a joke last week that she should do a full coverage version. She has, this is Sylvia Ward. She has a Etsy page, and it is chock full of these tracker cards if you want to check them out. I'll link her down below. She sent these to me for free just to try out, and she sent me several. So I wanted to share them with you to give you an idea. But she has a lot, and she has a variety pack. She has a 3-year tracker. She has a whole bunch of different tracker types, and they're really great. And she has an hours version. I'm not sure if it's up in the store, but she was going to work on it. I didn't see it, but I didn't look really closely. This is kind of the day version where you check off the days that you stitch. But I gave away 3 sets of this. So the 3 winners, and I only need the first one's address. So Jessie Rember. Jessie, I do need your address. So you'll get a set. You'll get the 2020 to 2022 and the 2021 to 2023. D. Neely, D, I have your address. I will be sure to send that out to you. And then Candy Kerr. Candy, I have your address, and I will send that out to you. So congratulations to those 3 winners as well. And do check out Sylvia's shop. It's wonderful. Okay, I have a finish. I was not expecting to, but I do. I finished Is It Spring Yet? This little piece. Okay, it doesn't look totally done, but I'm calling it done. I'm marking it off as done. So this was a Jolly July start. This is from Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments 2018. It's designed by Molly Beals. It is not cross stitch. It's considered embroidery. So what you see here This is a printable, what is it called? Water-soluble printable stabilizer. And so what you do is you basically photocopy the pattern onto the stabilizer, and then it's sticky stabilizer, so it sticks on your fabric. I need to wash it off, but I didn't want to wash it off. So I just finished this 2 nights ago, and I didn't want to wash it off and have it be dripping wet when I showed it to you. So I haven't done that piece yet. I kind of made it up as I went along, and I'm just noticing I forgot some French knots. So I have to add in some French knots. I just saw that into the middle of these flowers here. They need French knots in the middle, but that's fine. That won't take long. And then there's a star that goes up here. I ordered a star charm from 123 Stitch because I thought that would be cute. And I added, these are supposed to be all French knots. I just added some beads in there because I thought for dimension. And I struggled with, so a lot of this calls for 6 strands of floss, which is fine, except it's pretty thick. And so it makes some of these smaller details really hard to distinguish. I did learn the Lazy Daisy stitch, which is super fun, actually. It's perfect for these flowers. But some of it, so this kind of fluorescent green is supposed to be all Lazy Daisy, but there's so many branches, it just didn't work well. So I just did straight little stitches. And that was kind of the issue with this, I feel like. Do you see this little ornament hanging off? It's supposed to have another stitch inside that with 6 strands. And I know I could take it down to 3, but even that, there's not that much room in there. So I just kind of made it up, however it worked for me. And I like it. I think it's cute. The words on it say, "Is it spring yet?" So this is still the stabilizer I have to wash off. I think I'm leaving that off. I really liked this piece because it said, "Is it spring yet?" And I was going to change it to, "Is it summer yet?" for a friend and give this to her for Christmas because she loves summer. But it's just too crowded and it's really hard. I mean, maybe if I take the stabilizer off, I can see the holes better to stitch that in. But I'm thinking, it really doesn't need it. And she'll like it as is. This is just on a piece of mystery from Be Stitch Me. I won a grab bag. So I did finish this. So I started this in Jolly July, spent about an hour on it. And then, I'll tell you how long. It took me about 3 hours to do in total. So I finished it in basically, I did an hour, put it away, pulled it out Thursday night, I think, and finished it up. Except for the French knots inside the flower centers that I forgot. And I wanted to think about, was I going to do the words? How was I going to do the words? And I think I'm just going to leave the words off, or I'm going to stitch them onto the back of the finishing. I'm not sure yet. I bought a 4-inch hoop that it said to finish it in, so I will do that. But I wanted to show that to you. I think this is probably 28 count mystery fabric, I'm guessing. Not quite sure. But that is finished. This is for a Christmas present for this year. So I have quite a bit of finishing to do. But I'm excited to have that done. I think it's really pretty. I think the colors. And this is one of those, it says intermediate skill level, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I like how it turned out. Right? I just did what seemed right. And I think it's cute. And I think the recipient will really like it. There are French knots. There's some Lazy Daisy backstitching, that type of thing. But so that was really fun. It was something a little different than cross stitch, even though it's quite related. So that is finished. Then I had a new start, and this is for my magazine monthly challenge. Again, we are in this Stony Creek cross stitch magazine from summer, where I started the L'Amazing. Isn't that cute? So my goal on this month was to do 8 hours. I got that done. This was my theme piece, thankful, because you are amazing. That's usually something you would say if you're thankful for somebody. It is also the U in Turkey was our cross stick for this month. The U for you, and the R for you are. And then the Y, this is courtesy of Robin, for yuck, because llamas spit at you. So I did start this. Now, This is on a 28 count cashel linen in vintage blue whisper. There's a lot of, it's not Kreinik that they use, it's rainbow blending thread. So this is where I got, it's very light. There we go. So the border's not quite done yet, but getting there. I might pull this out later this month. The rainbow blending thread, so a lot of this glittery, you can't see, but there's glitter in there. It calls for two strands of the glittery rainbow thread and then one strand of the DMC. It's way easier to work with than Kreinik, but 3 strands is kind of a pain to work with. So it's a little bit slower just from that perspective, but the effect is really, really, really nice. Now, I said how much I love Stony Creek because they have a section on their website where you can go to the magazine and they have all the goodies that you need for each project, so you can kind of shop by project and just dump the whole thing in your cart, which is great. What I didn't check or even think about checking was the size of the fabric. So the size that I bought, so this is how big the piece is. So basically the bottom border is going to go right here. I just don't have it in yet. So that's the size of the whole piece, okay? I bought a 1/4 yard of fabric. I didn't even look at the size. I just assumed it would be about the right size. That's the back. Look at that. Do you see that right up there? And look at all this that's left over. So I'm pretty sure I can use this side for the Winter Friends. And that will be kind of a nice blue for the Winter's Friend piece. So that's what I'm going to do. And I should still have enough left over to do ornament or something on the other. Look how much fabric it is. So yeah, look at that. Definitely have a lot left over. So that worked out fine, but if you are doing that just kind of by the project, just be aware that the fabric sizes, you might want to look around for different fabric sizes, unless it just works out that you need the whole thing. So I did start that. I did get my 8 hours on this done. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be really sweet when it's done. I've mentioned this before. I'm going to keep the words off. And I'm going to recenter the llama in there accordingly, which is why I want to get the border all done. But I love it. So that was my new start. Then my whips. I was working on Halloween at Acorns Hollow for my cross stick from last month. I'm working on the first block here. I was finishing up this is for the H acrostic. My goal was 9 total hours. I did a total of 9.5. So I think when you saw this last time, I had maybe another 2.5 hours to go. This is on a 32 count Be Stitch Me vanilla latte. And, well, here, this is where I got to. So I pretty much have the bottom part all done. What I need to do is there's a big haunted house here. There's a moon and some bats up here. There's some words and another spider web here. Now, this is also on my Whipco board, so it will be out this month it'll get 10 hours this month and 10 hours next month. So it should definitely finish up that block and get into the next block. Isn't that pretty? Spooky. I'm kind of out of the Halloween spirit, though, which is kind of the problem with putting them on your Whipco board, is you're not in control of when those are called. I mean, the way I do it is I do it the month that they're called. I could do it ahead of time and just cross them off or cross them off once they're called. I could do that, but I don't. So that's Halloween at Acorns Hollow. And then, Temperature Tree. So this is my Temperature Tree by Stitching Mommy, Sarah Hughes, and each branch represents a month and each leaf represents a day of the month, and I'm stitching the highest for Portland, Oregon, the high temperature. Tina had asked me what order, how do you know what order you stitch the leaves in? Which I thought was a really great question. So Tina, I'm going to show you how I do this. And I can't show you everything because it's the pattern. I do write on my pattern, so it's going to look a little small on here, but keep in mind the pattern is much bigger, so you have room to write on it. So what I do is I start from the inside of the trunk and work my way around. I need a pointer here. So January 1 would be right here, 2 would be right here, 3 would be right here, 4 would be right here. And I just follow it around and work my way back inside the tree. Then February, I start near the trunk, follow it around, and now you see here how this goes up. So then I would, this is really hard to do backwards, I would follow it up and around that branch and back towards the trunk. I always, before I start a new month, I will always take my pen or pencil and I'll write out the dates on the branch because I have messed up before, not to the point where I had to frog, but just in my writing, I've gotten one off or something like that. So it's really helpful for me. So I just write the number of days on each leaf. But yeah, I start near the branch, near the bottom, and I work my way, what would that be? That would be clockwise, sort of, yeah. So that's how I do it. I hope that made sense, Tina. Let me know if you need, if it didn't and I need to further clarify. Like I said, my working copy is a lot bigger, so it's easier. So I do have room to number everything. And yes, some of them are very close, so you do have to, it's worth a few seconds really is all it takes to number the leaves. And I do it for each month. I don't do it ahead of time because I feel like I would get confused. And I would even recommend maybe using a different color writing utensil or ink or something for each month because I get confused and I'm like, wait, which branch does that number go on? But overall, it's very easy to do. I really like it. I'm stitching this on a 32 count light blue. Yeah, light blue. This doesn't look like much because I moved the Q-snaps and now I realize you can't see a whole lot. But in here, I'm trying to find where it is. We had our lowest temperature. It's one of these. Our lowest temperature since, no, that was last time. Never mind. I got my notes mixed up. Anyway, so basically all I did was I finished up October right here and I stitched the entire November branch. I haven't done any leaves yet on November because the last time I worked on this was the very end of October. So where we're at now, this is the November branch. The December branch will be right here, and I have a little bit more of the bottom. I think I have 2 or 3 rows down here to go for the bottom. And then we're done with this piece. Isn't that amazing? So not a whole lot to see, but I really like it. I feel like in this trunk here, I don't know if you can tell, it looks like I used a different floss. I mean, I didn't, or it was a different dye lot. Can you see how this is a different shade than the bottom and the top? Maybe you can't really see it. I can see it in person. I'm probably not going to take it out though. So that's my temperature tree. So I hope that helped, Tina. Let me know if you have any more questions that I can help clarify for you. Okay, haul. Let's do haul. I cannot remember if I showed you this last week or not. I might have, but I ordered the Stony Creek cross stitch, the autumn issue. You can see I already have it flagged. I need to do a flip through on this for you. I love it. It's fantastic. So I got that in the mail. I can't remember if I showed you last week or not, but there it is. And I also got my World of Cross Stitching. This is the November 2020 issue. I haven't marked anything yet, but there are definitely some that I want to mark, like that front cover one. I'll also do a flip through of that for you. So that came in the mail. Somebody posted this. Was it? I belong to a Joan Elliott Facebook page. I think Joan, my friend Joan, posted it. This is like her newest design. It's called Christmas Eve Sampler. Pretty sure it's her newest design. Doesn't have a date. Christmas Eve Sampler. Look at this. I love it so much. I might leave off the numbers and the letters, the alphabet, because it's just not really, but they're so cute. She made them so cute with little designs and presents and ornaments in there, which makes me not want to, maybe I can spell something out with it, like Merry Christmas or something like that. I'll have to play around with that. And maybe up there I could say, what is this, Christmas Eve? I could say December 24th or something like that to use. But isn't that, it's just so beautiful. And she emailed me and said, it's on its way, thank you so much. And then she sent this card. She signed it. So, Joan Elliott Christmas Eve Sampler. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Got that in the mail. Then, I haven't even opened this because I got this on like Monday. And I've been saving it to show you guys how this is wrapped. This is no longer available, but back in, 6 weeks ago or so, I pre-ordered another bag from Evertote. This is how it comes to you guys. How stinking cute is that? This little cutout, I think it's a leaf, and there's a little Christmas charm. Can you see that? No. There's a little, it's backwards. It's a little Christmas charm. Look how cute it's packaged. And look, a certain kitty chomped on that. So let's open it up. Sorry about the crinkling. Let's open it up and take a look at this. She had her Christmas pre-sale. And it just came in this week. So this is about 6 weeks ago. I don't know. It's evertote.com. I don't know if she has any more left over. Probably not. This, she does like a Christmas kit. And I love the bag of the Christmas kit. But they were more expensive because it came with a lot of other stuff, a lot of other goodies. And I didn't necessarily want the other goodies, you know what I mean? But that was the only way to get the bag. So I got this, which is just the bag. And I love it just as much. This is 12 Days of Christmas fabric. You can see. And then this is like a really dark, I think it's navy. Yeah, it's navy or baby black, but I think it's navy. It should fit, this is her large size, so it should fit the 11 by 11 Q snap. And then it has this nice white muslin fabric inside. And it comes with a little notions pouch. And I think the same fabric inside. Yes, the same fabric inside. So, isn't that adorable? And I got a piece, if you remember, from Embroidery Threads, 12 Days of Christmas, which is going to absolutely go in here. I have so much Christmas stitching to do. Oh, I don't know where to start. Anyway, so that's that. So Caroline, this is Caroline's from Off the Grid. This is her company, and I love it. It's my second bag from her. And they are wonderful. Now, I have one more piece of haul. Well, this isn't haul, though. This is kind of the ultimate of stitchy kindness. You remember earlier this year that I was lamenting about my farewell to anger and how I had messed up pretty majorly somewhere. And I'm doing it on 25 count over 1, which I'm not used to doing. And it was just kind of a mess. And I just said, I can either go back and figure out where I left over, where I messed up, or maybe I'll just start over. Well, I call her my frogging angel. Nancy emailed me and said, look, I know you're really busy with a new job and you have your house on the market. She said, send me the piece, I'll frog it for you. What? Nobody likes frogging. And here she offered to frog for me, whom she's, other than on Flosstube, and, you know, we interact, of course, on Facebook, she's never met me in person. She offered to frog my Haid. And I took her up on the offer. So she sent it back to me, frogged. You can kind of see where all the dark color, but that will be covered up again, no problem. It's frogged. I have a clean slate. I can start over on Farewell to Anger. I plan to start over in January. I'm going to start it over again. I'm going to pay really close attention this time. And I think I will go back. So for the first several months of this year, I was doing a 5-hour rotation, but then I had Balmy Spring Day. So I'd like to do a 3-hour rotation on each of those once a month. I know it's not much, but it will at least keep it moving and get some progress. And I can do a 3-hour rotation I can do in one evening, even most evenings when I work now. I've kind of, before it was 1 to 2 hours, and now I've gotten up to, I can do 3. I don't always do 3, but I can do 3. So, I mean, my goodness, what, I'm just floored that somebody would do that for me. So, Nancy, thank you so much. And then, of course, that's not all she sent. She sent this whole box full of goodies. She sent this beautiful card, which is so sweet. I love it. And I love Nancy. This cracked me up. She sent some of the orts. She's like, I tried to save some of the orts for you. I didn't know if you had an ort jar or something. I love it. I don't save my arts, but Nancy, thank you for even thinking of that. She also sent, let me make sure, I'm reading her card to make sure I understand this correctly. Halloween bags and pattern that won't be. So she won this. This is a drum kit. Look at that. And she sent it to me. Halloween March drum. It's by Thread and Fabric Legend. Halloween March drum. Look how cute that is. So I might start that next year. And it came with fabric. It looks like finishing fabric as well as the stitching fabric. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So I really love that. She sent that just because. She sent a freebie. I'm going to hold it back here. An old freebie, it says. From 2003 Waxy Moon Designs. It's a pumpkin. 44 long by 50 wide. And then she belongs to the Garon Stitchery Bag of the Month Club. And she says, I don't stitch Halloween. And so this bag's pattern, she doesn't stitch Halloween. So she sent me her Bag of the Month Club bag. What? And it's the big one. It's the 12 by 18. Look at all that cute. Look at that Casper flying in his airplanes. I mean, look how stinking cute it is. And it says spooky, which is adorable because it's not at all spooky. Look at that bat. No, it's a witch. I thought that was a bat in the hot air balloon, but it's not. It's a witch. And then you open it up, and of course, it's super fun fabric. I mean, you read Nancy, like, I am so touched by this. And along with that, it's an 8x8 grime guard of the same fabric and the mini tote. And it's the same fabric, I believe, on the inside as well. And you know how much I love Garon. I mean, look at that witch flying that pumpkin helicopter. I mean, come on, it's so cute. And she just sent it. Nancy, my heart is full. And then this particular month, they sent, for their Bag of the Month members, they sent this chart. They did a collaborative with Hands-On Designs. Now, this chart will not be available for another year. That's what Nancy told me. Won't be released for a year. I love it. It's called If Pumpkins Could Fly. If pumpkins could fly up in the sky, I'd ride with you and shout out boo. I think that's so cute. So yeah, definitely going to stitch that at some point. Again, probably not till next year. But I mean, I am so... my jaw just fell when I opened that package. I mean, she sent me all... Nancy, you are truly an angel. So thank you so much, Nancy. I really appreciate it. I'm lost for words. So you guys are the best. Okay, I think... Oh, giveaways. I suppose you want giveaways. I know I already announced the giveaways, but I haven't shown you what I was going to give away. This is what I get for going out of order, is I messed myself up. Okay, I have to grab. We gave that away. Jan R., don't forget, I need your address. Okay, here we go. I'm running out of room over here, you guys. So is this what I was going to give away? Okay, so this week I'm going to give away another set of the tracker cards. So this is the last set because I'm going to keep a set for myself. But this is the last set of these tracker cards. It's the same thing. It's the 2020 through 2022 and 2021 through 2023. So you'll get both of them. So I just have one set left to give away. And if you'd like to win this, again, say tracker. TRACKER. And do check out her Etsy shop, which I'll link below. I think it's really unique. There's not a lot of things out there like that. Unfortunately, I never heard from Lise, so I am going to re-give this away. So if you'd like an opportunity to win this, say Vintage, VINTAGE. This is called Vintage Christmas Toys Little Ornaments. It's by The Little Stitcher. My nose is itchy. And then I'll give away this. This is a freebie that I got with my Wilder Cross Stitch magazine. They always give you something. And this is a really cute little stitching kit. It's called Time for Tea. And it does have shading and detail in it. Look how cute that is. Whoops. And it comes with everything you need. So it comes with 14 count Aida, illustrated cards, so you can make it into a card. So the card frame comes with it. An envelope, 30 lengths of stranded cottons, and full color chart and key. Look at that. I think it's so sweet. So if you'd like to win this, let me know if you prefer coffee or tea. And the keyword I'm going to be looking for is tea, T-E-A. So let me know if you're a coffee or tea drinker. And any of these I'll ship anywhere in the world. So don't worry about that. And if you can be patient with me and my slow sending stuff out, I would appreciate it. So those are the 3 giveaways for this time. Tea, Vintage, tracker. Okay. So that's what we're going to give away. Now, plans. We are in the middle of 24 hours of cross stitch. I didn't show you what I worked on last night. Oh my gosh. Hold on. This is my other Garon bag. I don't know how I completely forgot to show you. This is Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. That was close. You thought you could get rid of me, but you can't. Kind of stuck with me, everyone. Okay, so this is Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. I think I showed it last week that I got a little bit. I am, working on block 4 here. The boat and the kites. I worked on a little bit last night, so this is where I am now. So I got the boat done. The boat is pretty much done. I have a little more over here to go. But there's a lot of stitching in this piece. And then it goes all the way, the water and the land and stuff goes all the way up here. So that's kind of full stitching. So I did work on that last night. Completely forgot to tell you about that. Okay. And I show you that because we are in the middle of a 24 hours of cross stitch weekend. It is 2:30 on Saturday. I have now done 3 hours total of stitching the weekend. So I don't think I'm going to get full 24 hours. But I'll get as much as I can in. And my goal is just to work on Spring at Hawk Run Hollow number 4 the whole time. At this point, I don't think I'll get 24 hours in. I'm pretty sure. But So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on my temperature tree probably not until Monday because I want to just focus on stitching on Spring at Hawk Run Hollow number 4. I'm going to start the Welcome Friends piece this week for the magazine monthly challenge. That one, the acrostic is T for trees. So again, the acrostic is turkey. The T is going to be for that piece for the trees. The K for kindness, because friendship, kindness. And the E in turkey, there is a DMC espresso variegated floss that you use in that piece, which I've never used before. So that'll be fun to use. And again, I'm just going to flip the fabric upside down for the You Are Amazing. I'm just going to use the other side of that fabric. So those are my plans for this week. I think that's everything. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a restful weekend. I hope you stay safe. And I will see you maybe this week for magazine flip throughs. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.